Now what I want to talk to you about is, well, it's kind of goal setting and letting your imagination flow. Goal setting and imagination. A lot has been said on these topics. A lot has been said on this topic. A lot of it very good stuff and a lot of bullshit. And here is something, sometimes when people talk about goal setting and about how to imagine things so that things are happening, you got to first able to imagine something for it to happen. Here's the thing. Some of the people who tell us what it is and what to do and how to do goal setting, they don't tell us all. And they don't tell us all because they don't want to, because they're mean. No. They don't tell us all because they do things which they don't even realize they're doing, because it's so innate to them that what they tell us is only part of the story, and thus it doesn't work for people out there. Wow. Now I said it. It's a little bit like actually, giving a person a job to do, like giving him orders. Remember I talked about undoable orders? You see, the boss who knows, and in his mind races at 90 miles an hour, and he gives an order to his employee, and the order is incomplete. But it's incomplete only to the guy who receives the order, obviously, because the guy who gave it, in his mind, the whole picture is running, and it is all very normal. File this away. Well, to the employer, it obviously means filed by alphabet and all kinds of other things, maybe by product, maybe by whatever. He's so used to that he doesn't give any more information, or at least one way or the way leaves out a fair amount. And he doesn't understand why something so simple isn't understood by his employee. And it's a little bit like that with people who talk about goal setting. So let's talk about it a little bit. People tell you that you got to write down your goals, and I have no problem with that. I think it's a good thing, but it's way overrated. Okay, don't discount your mind by having a goal in your mind. You don't need to freaking speak it in a mirror every morning. That's you just become a robot. Okay, if that shit would work, everybody out there would already having everything they want. This type of teaching and this type of telling you to write down your goal and put it in front of the mirror and put it in your car and put it everywhere and in the mornings get up and say it 4 times to yourself and all that thing, and while shaving. I mean, what a bunch of baloney. Okay, maybe the guy who told you so does it. Most of the time not. Most of the time he's a freaking hypocrite. But let's assume he did do it. Okay, it worked for him, but it didn't work for him because he did that. It's because his mind, himself as a spirit, as a mind, he had it nice enough in there. All right, now, also, there are other things at work which he probably did and he did never tell you, but not because he's mean. Again, not because he's mean. Even the writing down, he doesn't do to mislead you. He thinks that was part of it because there was some ritual which he did, and so he thinks that ritual will make it happen. In fact, what I'm explaining here is about what almost all religions fall into it. Okay? Be it from Buddhism to Christianity and a whole bunch of other ones I don't want to name, but there is a certain, how do you get, free, basically, Buddha, get out of your body. All of a sudden it's sitting against a tree facing north, south, northeast, whatever. Had nothing freaking to do. Buddha just liked that type of tree and probably the sun in his eyes or against whatever. It had nothing to do with nothing. All the other rituals we have, all of a sudden becoming spiritual, happy and enlightened, gets boiled down to rituals. Catholic, it's the way I grew up. All of a sudden it's all about, you know, whether you knee while you read the Bible or you stand, and whether you, you know, make 6 of them or 9 of them, and whether you do it on Sunday or on Saturday or 2 o'clock. Nothing to do with nothing. Okay? Yeah. In the Jewish religion, don't eat after 6 o'clock. At least on whatever, Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is. Well, in the old days, not eating after 6 o'clock, there was no light. It got dark. And you didn't know whether a cockroach was on your food. So Mom told you not to eat after 6 because you don't know what you eat anymore. It's that simple. You think I'm kidding, right? It's what it is. Now, same with this writing goals. Okay? Now, let's go and look at goals. So we have some goals. For most people, first of all, the goals they are coming up with, at the very best, they are goals which are not, you know, very often, let me put it this way, very often the goals are not really their goals. They say, I want a better product, I want the best product for my company, I want to be all this stuff. But that's not really the end goal they want. So one has to ask himself when you come up to a goal, most of the time, and say, why do you want that? Whenever you come up with something, why do you want that? Let's just say you say, well, my goal is to have the best product in my company. Okay, why? Well, most likely if you keep asking a lot, it's so that I can sell a lot. Why do you want to sell a lot? So that I can make a lots of money. Why do you want to make a lots of money? So I can buy a nice house. Why do you want to have a nice house? Well, I want my family to be comfortable. Why do you want your family to be comfortable? Well, because I think that's my duty and my... Okay, so eventually you will come to the reason why a guy wants something. You know, different people want things for different reasons. Different people want a Mercedes for a different reason. Some to show off, some to be safe, some to think to be elegant, some to show that they are successful without necessarily showing off, some to be just simply comfortable, whatever it may be. Some to have a tax write-off because they're paying too much tax anyway. I mean, there are probably as many reasons as there's people to buy a Mercedes. So you ask a little bit why, because as long as you don't get the why behind, you're probably not at your real goal.